Jamie, tell me something cool.
You want to know something cool? All right.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, I mean, it's pretty deep. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Since the dawn of time, people have looked up at the stars and they've thought, this really hurts my neck.
The Interplanetary Podcast. The exploration of space for the benefit of all mankind. Your hosts here in London, Matthew Russell and Jamie Franklin.
Matt, what's the podcast today? What number are we on?
We are on podcast 43.
Shut the front door. Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
The Interplanetary Podcast. Putting the ace back into space.
I didn't know Ace had been into space before.
Matt, what's been going on in the world of space? Tell me.
I'll tell you what's been going on. I'll tell you the one story that lit up my
life.
Lit up my life.
Yeah.
No, lit up, the news feeds.
Yeah.
Chinese scientists have teleported something into space.
Get out of town.
Yeah, so the
Proper
BBC
beam
reported
me up,
it.
Scotty.
Yeah, beam me up, Scotty. It says Chinese researchers have teleported a photon from the Gobi Desert to a satellite orbiting 500 kilometres above the Earth.
Wow.
And the actual reality is, no, they haven't teleported a photon.
Yeah, define what they mean by teleport.
Well, I think there's a bit of confusion here. So Einstein used to call this strange property of quantum physics of entanglement, where two particles that have been entangled, two photons that have been entangled, no matter where they are in the universe, will keep a track of what the other one is doing. And Einstein used to hate this because he used to call it spooky action at a distance, i.e. they're communicating with each other faster than the speed of light.
Right.
And he was saying it's spooky action at a distance. Now, I think scientists refer to this really nowadays as quantum teleportation.
Quantum teleportation.
And I think that's where this confusion lies, that something was teleported up to this satellite.
Yeah,
the only
it hasn't
thing that
disappeared and flashed up on the satellite.
No.
You know what
all
I mean?
that's happened is information itself has been teleported. So that's and it's information about an entangled photon. In fact, it's the information about how it's polarized.
But surely you could say that mobile phones are teleporting information.
No, because it's not instantaneous. So that, when you're on the phone, it's still only happening at the speed of light. In fact, not even at the speed of light down telephone cables. If only it was the speed of light, and then there'd be no delay between America and the UK.
I don't know what phone you've got, but
I haven't got an iPhone like you, Jamie.
You haven't got the iPhone 15 that teleports information?
Oh, yeah, no. Well, maybe by the time we get to the iPhone 15, it might do because of this network that's been set up by the Chinese.
Whoa.
So anyway, let me explain what really is happening here.
Here we go. Please lay it down for us.
Two particles are created at the same time and they become quantumly entangled, right?
When a particle really loves another particle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And these two quantum particles, when you measure them, they're both up, let's call them up and down particles. Or left and right. In fact, let's call them left and right.
Okay.
Because it's to do with the direction that they're polarised in, right? So it's left or right. Let's just call them that. And they're made at the same time, and they're both left and right at the same time. And this is known as superposition, right?
I'm with you.
Now, if one of them gets measured and it's left, then the other one instantly becomes right, right? So they're entangled up, and if you measure one, the other one is the other one. The other state.
Got it.
And that doesn't matter how far away they are, that happens instantaneously. So that you could literally be the other end of the universe and it would happen. And that's the strange thing about entangled particles. And Einstein, as previously mentioned, absolutely hated this whole idea. And he unfortunately, wasted a lot of the last part of his life trying to prove it wrong. Because it's only recently that we've been able to sort of separate particles far enough so that they couldn't be communicating by the speed of light and us measure it. So this experiment certainly is at the point where there is no doubt about it anymore. But this is actually peer review, by the way, so it may not have happened, but it's likely it did. So the Chinese sent up a satellite called Micius, and we did actually cover that on the show.
We did, I remember it.
Yeah, we did late last summer, and that was on the Long March 2D, and it's named after the Chinese philosopher who died 400 years before Jesus lived.
That's
Micius.
right. So Micius is the highly sensitive photon receiver, right?
Yeah.
That can detect quantum states of single protons fired from the ground up.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So so in actual fact, you can see it's in sun synchronous orbit as well. This Micius, so that as it goes every day at midnight, it goes over a certain point of the Earth, and the Chinese fire a laser at it, and this laser is of entangled particles, and you can see it going up. And as this laser hits Micius, it detects the quantum states of those photons hitting it. Now,
interesting.
So this is how this, and basically it's all about encryption. So they're using this quantum entanglement as the key to encrypt information. So if you've got the key for information that's encrypted, then you can unlock that encryption and find out what the message said.
Right.
So you have to. This is a really simplified version of this, by the way, and it's based on an article I read by Ryan F. Mandelbaum on Gizmodo. Gizmodo actually is a bit of an overlooked site of mine. Actually, I quite like it, and he wrote an article, and this is a kind of a version of it. So basically, you entangle a pair of particles.
Yeah,
a left one and a right one. They're actually continually in superposition of the two. So they're these buzzing, entangled particles that are neither left nor right. But whatever one is, the other one isn't. And then on the ground, you keep one of those photons in its quantum state, and on the satellite, you have its partner. So you keep beaming up the partner up to the satellite. And then you can send secret messages like this. So you get two already collapsed photons, and by collapsed I mean you've already measured them, so you found out whether they're left or right.
Yeah.
And then you randomly assign one of those to the ground, and that is now your secret that you want to tell the satellite up in the air. So when on the ground you measure the quantum photon that you've kept, and that turns out to be, say, left, the ground then looks at the randomly chosen secret photon, and if it's the same, if it's a left one, he will say, the same, and that will go up to the satellite. Now, on the satellite, they measure their quantum photon, and if it's collapsed to the right, then they know the photon on the ground is left. So now they also know that the collapsed secret photon on the ground is also left. So they've got this quantum key that allows them to know what the secret photon is. And like the brilliance of this is, no one can look at this piece of information, because if they try and intercept the information, then you know that someone's intercepted it, and the information becomes useless. So it's the ultimate encryption, and in fact, there are scientific proofs that say basically it's unbreakable. You just can't break it. So it's a massive. If this is true, it's a huge step forward in encryption. Unfortunately, the way that the press have covered it is a little bit depressing, because, of course, it makes people think that the objects are being teleported up into space, and it's just not true. It's not about that. It's about encryption and the way that the internet works.
I haven't been this confused, Matt, since I saw an old lady 2 years ago pushing a dog in a pram with a little bonnet on it. So congratulations, because I was really confused that day.
Yes.
But you've managed to top it. But you know what I like about this podcast, Matt, is not only am I in it, but it means I get to listen back to it, and then I can try and understand what it is the hell you say every week.
Listen to that one again, and it should make sense.
Listener, if you, like me, would like to listen again, just
press rewind.
Just hit that skip back 15 seconds button a few times, and let's just see if we can just get that to sink in. But thanks, Matt.
Yeah, no. What I really love about this is some of the numbers. So the Chinese were creating entangled pairs of photons on the ground at a rate of 4,000 a second, and then beaming these up to the satellite via laser. So over 32 days, they sent millions of photons and found positive results in 911.
Now, is that some kind of signal?
Yeah, 911.
What I mean, 911.
Oh yeah, 911.
You know what I mean? Someone's
weird.
Someone's trying to get help. Me.
The other cool thing, of course, is that the ground station is in Tibet at an altitude of 4,000 meters, and this is so that these quantum entangled photons don't have their quantum entanglement mucked up by the atmosphere. So it's almost, they're shooting through virtually no atmosphere, and that's why this satellite's in sun-synchronous orbit. So it can come over that same spot every day, and they can blast it with things. Cooler.
Sweet relief. That is very cool. Very, very cool indeed.
But then, literally, I was reading Twitter, and Jim Al-Khalili had retweeted a paper where the Japanese have managed to do the same thing. With microsatellites. So, just after that, the Japanese have managed to do quantum key distribution, QKD, using microsatellites. So that's really interesting. I haven't had time to look into that one, but it looks like this area of space encryption is really hotting up.
That really is hotting up. And I think that obviously the more time they spend on stuff like this, then the easier it's going to get for everybody, right?
Absolutely. Now, Jamie...
Yeah?
There's two birthdays this week of two of our favourite space missions.
I'd like the first, please.
Its Curiosity has been on Mars for 5 years since yesterday.
5 years.
5 years. Can you believe
that? That's gone quick.
That whatever it was, 15 minutes of terror or 20 seconds of terror or whatever. I can't remember what it was now.
Oh, that
was 5 years ago.
And not one image yet of the children's slave labour on Mars.
No, not one.
Not one image.
Not one image of children's.
We're still waiting.
And what was the other one, Jamie? What's the other birthday today?
It's the flyby. It's New Horizons.
New Horizons flyby of Pluto.
Yeah.
2 years ago. 2 years ago. I remember sitting.
I can't believe it.
No, I can't believe that. So, and it's still working its way through the Kuiper Belt to its next object. How cool is that?
Do you know, one of my favourite things is the Kuiper Belt, Matt.
It's one of my favourite things, the Kuiper Belt.
Sounds cool as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, the
Where
Kuiper
are you off to tonight? Oh, just going to head down to the Kuiper Belt.
Oh, man. Why don't we set up a bar called the Kuiper Belt that only sells beer-related beers?
Oh, yeah. Well, you already know that you can buy yeast that's brewed in space. Or sort of cultivated in space.
Yeah, and there's loads of beers that are named after space stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, man. This is genius.
I'll take a pint of Buzz. Something like that. Yeah.
So, do you know who was in the press this week? And this is really exciting.
Go on.
Our friend, Mr. Bob Richards and Moon Express.
What have they been up to?
So they've unveiled their secret, their kind of secret mission,
Here we go.
essentially, and kind of laid it all out. So Bob Richards has said that they're still just about on track to launch for the Google X Prize deadline, which is, of course, at the end of the year, and of course on the New Zealand's Electron rocket. So that should be really exciting if they manage it, but I think that is an outside chance now. But then he says even if the company does not win the prize, it would still be profitable future ferrying payloads for national and commercial companies.
Yeah.
So,
good work.
So the first thing that's going to fly is this MX-1 spacecraft. And they've released what that's going to look like. And amazingly, it looks remarkably similar to a Kerbal mission that George and I did with, which we were pretending to be Lunar Mission 1. But it looks really similar to that MX-1. But it actually looks pretty similar to R2-D2
maybe you'll get some
as well.
royalties.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah.
And it's capable of delivering 30 kilograms to the moon. So that should be pretty exciting, and so that's called Lunar Scout, I think.
Lunar Scout, okay.
And that will be the first commercial voyage to the moon, or the 8th continent, as Bob Richards was referring to it on our podcast.
Yes.
And the company's second flight is going to be this one called the Lunar Outpost, which will be MX2. And that's going to go
that's the
and
research, yes.
Yes. So that's like an outpost at the South Pole of the moon.
Yes.
And why South Pole? Because there is water there.
Exactly.
So, and also there'll be a direct solar energy communications with the Earth. So that's pretty amazing.
Awesome.
And so it'll be looking for water and getting that data back to NASA and various other interested parties. And so that people will be really interested with the results of that. And of course, as Bob was saying, water is going to be the oil of the solar system.
Exactly. He said it's going to be the gas station of exoplanet trips. If it is, Matt, if it is going to be the gas station or petrol station, as we're from the UK, if it's going to be the petrol station of our solar system, do you think that they'll sell stuff like barbecue briquettes and, those really, really bad flowers and really bad cards and maybe some beef jerky?
Right by the till, they'll have Mars bars.
Oh, yeah.
Milky Way.
Galaxies.
Come on. It's too easy.
Caramax. Oh, no, that's not one.
Oh, no, that's not. The Milky Bar Kid is out in space.
Milky Bar Kid. All right, we're getting very tenuous now.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, Matt, I love Moon Express. That was probably, sorry to everyone else, but that was probably my favourite interview. It was
my favourite interview because we absolutely had a horror moment, and he did it again. Bless him.
Did it again.
I mean, this guy's a busy guy. I don't know what he's been doing.
He's got other stuff to do, but yet he gave us 2 chances because we mucked up the first one.
So Mission 3. Well, I haven't got to Mission 3. The MX9.
What?
We'll go and collect rocks, and it will be for scientific use. And bringing them back for collectors and commercial purposes as well.
This is where you're going to get the moon rock engagement rings.
Yeah, moon rock engagement rings. That's such a cool idea, isn't it?
Matt, if you ever get down on one knee, I'd like you to have a moon rock ring.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I'll see if I can speak to Bob, get you a discount.
Oh. Okay. That is, okay. If you can sort that for me,
I'll put a good word in.
So who's our astronaut of the week? As if I didn't already know.
Well, you do already know, but Matt, you're not going to believe it. It's only called Franklin.
Oh, that's such a cool name.
But this time, it's even cooler than my name, which is hard to beat. But he is Chang Diaz.
Franklin Chang Diaz. And
PhD.
He's a PhD, but his middle name is Ramon. And, of course, Elon Ramon was one of astronauts a fortnight ago.
Absolutely
so
was.
That's a bit of a connection.
We know that we've got the mighty George Russell, your lovely son, giving a breakdown of
so here he is.
Of the second Franklin on the podcast.
Yeah, he did it earlier. So this is his little breakdown.
Here we go. Go on, George.
Okute.
He flew on the space shuttle. The coolest thing about him, he said the most space flights out of any person. He shares this record with Jerry L. Ross. He's Chinese and Costa Rican. He spent 2 months in space, and he was one of 6 children. He's the CEO of Ad Astra Rocket Company, and they develop plasma rockets. He became an astronaut in 1980 when he was just 30 years old. His main role on the space shuttle missions was science, so I guess you could call him the Kerbal equivalent of Bob Kerman. And he's in the NASA Astronaut Hall of Fame.
Excellent skills, Georgie boy.
So I'm going to quickly fill in some of this stuff. So yes, his 7 shuttle flights were between 1986 and 2002. So I think we should go through and you tell me something interesting. I'll start with each shuttle mission. So the first shuttle mission he did in 1986 was STS-61. That is notable because he was also sharing his first flight and the first flight of Charles Bolden, who was the recently retired director of NASA.
So STS-34 was where they were woken up by Bohemian Rhapsody, Matt. Your favourite band.
Yeah. Woken up by
Queen.
On day 4.
How cool is that? If you're going to be woken up in space, you want to be woken up by Queen.
I think that's something to do with it. Since the Gemini program, people have been woken up by songs that are meaningful to the astronauts or people or relatives of the astronauts. How cool is that?
Do you reckon that they still headbanged at that moment?
Yeah, totally. So STS-46, his third flight was the 150th human space flight into orbit. How cool is that?
Sweet. And then we go on to STS-60, which was the first mission of the US-Russian shuttle Mir program.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? STS-75 was the first use of the Linux operating system in space. And there's some other really weird sex conspiracy theory misunderstanding where in a book that something happens on STS-75 before it had actually flown, and some journalist accidentally had looked it up and thought it was the real mission, so it started this conspiracy theory. But that's worth looking at. It's very funny.
Is that one of Alex Jones's or?
Well,
it's
a bit earlier than Alex Jones.
He definitely believes it.
I think it was some kind of weird mistake, but it's one of those weird mistakes that's now sort of become a kind of rolling conspiracy. So what happened on STS-91?
91 was the final space shuttle mission to the Mir space station. And Matt, 111?
Yeah, 111 was the last flight of a CNES astronaut, which was I can't remember what it stands for, but it was a French space research body that then so astronauts used to fly up on that, French astronauts, and then they transferred them all over to ESA.
Oh, wow.
So
very cool.
So Franklin Chang Diaz got his PhD from MIT. Sound familiar?
Okay.
He's got 4 daughters.
Really does.
And one of them is the first Latina elected senator in Massachusetts and shares a name with his sister, Sonia Rosa Chang Diaz.
Nice.
Yeah. He's got his degree in plasma physics in 1977, and he's worked in the field of fusion technology and plasma-based rocket propulsion, which you'll see later on is a big thing for him. And as George said, he's got the record, 7 flights. That's more than 1,601 hours in space, and 19 hours and 31 minutes doing spacewalks, building the International Space Station, including the Canadian Mobile Base System, which is part of the Canadarm.
I've just looked up what CNES stands for.
Yep.
Would you like to know?
Yes, please.
It's the Centre of National d'Etudes Spécialités.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I'm saying it right. Sorry to any French people listening.
So it should be Centre National Études Spécialités.
Exactly what I said.
So I think that's pretty much what I said, wasn't it?
Definitely.
And then after he was the Advanced Space Propulsion, he was director of the Advanced Space Propulsion Laboratory at Johnson Space Center until 2005, and then he left and set up the Ad Astra Rocket Company. Wow, which means to the stars in Latin. And he makes this thing called the Variable Specific Impulse Magnetoplasma Rocket, known as Vasimir. And it was something that he dreamt up in 1975, and now it's like it keeps getting NASA funding. And to build these working models, but the exciting thing, it's really for deep space work. It doesn't have enough thrust to get you off the ground, but once you're in space, it can get up to unbelievable speeds, so that you can do round trips to Mars in 5 months, say, and things like that. And and because it's electric, of course, there's a nuclear version that can go even faster. And so, it's pretty amazing. So in August 2016, that's the last mention I could find, Ad Astra announced the successful completion of the milestones for the first year of its 3-year Next Space Technology, Next Step contract with NASA. So that will allow its first high-power plasma firings of the engines.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So... Really funnily, Robert Zubrin, who I'm beginning to realise is a bit of a kind of crazy man of space, but basically the sort of Mars manned mission. Nut has basically called it a hoax, which Ad Astra were not impressed by at all. So, and they said, "Well, they just said, well, he obviously hasn't read it. He just hasn't read it." So, in 2014, and I think this is the best bit, he was awarded the Buzz Aldrin Quadrennial Space Award. And who?
That's quite an award.
And who presented him the award?
Well, I'd like to think it was Buzz.
It was indeed Buzz. Chang Diaz's childhood hero. How good is that?
Do you know what the best moment in my life was, Matt?
Oh, go on. Yeah, go on.
It's similar to that in achievement, actually. I once bought a Kit Kat, and it was all chocolate all the way through all four fingers. So
that's definitely pretty similar.
I mean,
like that.
he would probably have had either.
Is that an achievement or a spot of luck?
Well, I see both senses of achievement and luck. I'm going to go with achievement.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Thanks.
So, how amazing is Chang Diaz?
One of my heroes. I think that we've got to be related.
Oh, I can't wait when we meet him and I say, Jamie Franklin Chang Diaz.
It's going to be quite the moment.
It is going to be one of those moments. We may even do a bit of high-fiving, that kind of thing.
He is probably going to remember it for the rest of his day. Matt?
Yes?
Do you know what's been happening in the news?
Yeah, go on, tell me.
Well, did you see the iceberg shift?
Oh,
and it's insane.
It was insane, wasn't it? And
what's the size of it?
It's absolutely huge. Well, I don't know. It's like the size of Luxembourg. Is something like
Isn't
that?
it?
I know, twice the size of Luxembourg.
They always come up with these random things, don't they? It's three times the size of Bastille.
Wales or something.
Happy Bastille Day, by the way.
But I don't know. I don't even understand how big Luxembourg is. I don't really know.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
If you said it's 3 times the size of a Roland keyboard, I'd know exactly how big that was.
And there are other keyboards available.
Well, are there though?
Well, there's the Kurzweil keyboards, and I like Kurzweil.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But actually, I don't think he's got anything to do with the keyboards anymore. No, anyway,
we digress. But yeah, what an amazing! So check out. I mean, obviously, it's an amazing thing to see. It's quite sad as well because obviously
it is sad. Well, does it mean that
is global warming,
Antarctic is global warming?
Or is this just something that happens sometimes naturally? I'd like to find out more about it.
Chang Diaz was very much into warning people and raising awareness of climate change.
Yeah,
he appeared in Odyssey 2050, the movie. Yeah. So this lump of ice floating out. But do you know what it was captured by? It was captured by the European Space Agency's Sentinel-1 mission, which went up a couple of years ago on a Europeanized Soyuz at that. Do you know we've actually mentioned the Sentinel-1 on the show before because there was that incredible picture of it because it's got these little onboard cameras where they can assess if it's been damaged or not, and it sent back a picture of one of its solar panels that had been whacked by a particle while it was in orbit.
Yes.
And there was a picture of that. So, but they managed because they could see it. They were able to alter the architecture of the spacecraft and keep it fully functional. So that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Absolutely cool. Yeah. What else has been happening? Anything?
A lot of things. We've had Juno doing possibly everyone's favourite manoeuvre over Jupiter, and that is like diving over the Great Red Spot.
How incredible are those images?
That there have been some absolutely amazing images and some brilliant, and bear in mind all the images that have come out so far are essentially by I don't really want to use the word amateur unless I use it in the original sense of the word amateur, meaning to love art.
Tell you what, we're giving some really good French accents today, aren't we?
Yeah, actually, I think it may have been Italian amateur, meaning to love art, or Latin maybe. But it's it basically these amateurs, and I do use that in the original sense of the word, are the people processing these pictures, and they're absolutely incredible.
I think we need to get one. We need to get one blown up.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And put it in the Interplanetary Podcast HQ.
Oh, fab idea.
We haven't got one, but I like to say that.
Astro prints on glass.
Oh,
it's a thing.
It is a thing.
So yeah, so that happened, and also the door has closed on the Webb telescope. So it's now been chucked in its massive cryogenic chamber, and will now be sort of looked at for the next 6 months. As if it's in space. God, that door is incredible. The door to the chamber is just this huge, massive thing. It's
I haven't seen the photo. I need to see it.
Yeah, you do go and you really, really do need to go and see it. And I guess really the final news is that just a few moments ago, earlier on today, a Soyuz has launched and taken up 73 satellites into orbit.
73?
So that flew from Backnor in Kazakhstan. And yeah, it took up one major satellite and, of course, 72 microsatellites. So 73 satellites it's taken up into...
Big up yourself, Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you didn't get involved, but let's just shout out Kazakhstan, shall we?
Oh, no, Kazakhstan got involved. There were people working there and helping out.
It's about time they got a tip of the cap.
So those small satellites are actually made by Japan, Germany, and Canada, and 62 nanosatellites known as CubeSats developed by the United States. So it's been a mixed one, and the main satellite was this thing called Canopus VIK, not to be confused with the drum kit Canopus, and that's apparently some kind of wide-angle image satellite for taking pictures of forest fires and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
And maybe to do topography maps.
Nice.
So that's pretty exciting.
Very exciting indeed. Well,
and that was all a success. So that was brill.
Well, blimey O'Reilly, what a busy week it's been.
It has been a busy week. Now, we have an amazing guest next week, and we shall be going to the British Interplanetary Society for that. So, and an announcement on that one soon.
What, you can't even give us a clue?
Nah, I'm not even going to give you a slightest clue.
You're such a tease.
I know.
Right, well...
I am such a cheers.
Matt, can I ask you something? Mm-hmm. If, like I'm a big fan of the Interplanetary Podcast, if I want to subscribe, how do I do it?
Well, you would probably, your best bet would be to wander over to www.interplanetary.org.uk, and there are links, buttons at the bottom of the page to take you to the various podcasting outlets.
Yeah.
But I suggest that the best bet is to do it on iTunes, where you should subscribe and leave us a 5-star review.
Yeah, that's the thing, I don't just want to subscribe. I really want to leave a lovely 5-star comment and review.
Absolutely.
Because I understand that this helps Jamie and Matt considerably.
Yes, it really does. And these chaps are sitting there.
Do you think people have pressed stop yet?
Come on, guys, just do it for me. Oh, and what is exciting, this is podcast 43, so we're only 7 weeks away from...
The Big 5-0.
The Big 5-0, and I think that we will be doing a live show. So more announcements on that.
Hell
as we
yeah,
get
we
nearer
will.
the date. So if you want to take part, let us know. And the more people letting us know that they want to take part, maybe we can do something pretty spectacular.
What's that pug walk? Do you remember pug walk, Matt?
Yeah.
I got a chance, I'm gonna take it. Do you remember that? He had a band called the Orange Organics.
Yeah.
Just came into my head when you said that.
Well, maybe we should get the Orange Organics to play this. Maybe we can get bands down to our live show.
I tell you what, I would endorse the hell out of the Orange Organics.
Oh yes,
they were tight.
Well,
Matt, it's Friday evening. What are you up to? What are you going to do?
I'm gonna get myself some rest, and then tomorrow I'm going to be drinking space-related hoppy beers in Surbiton.
I'm going to entangle some photons.
Oh, now that is a pretty cool evening.
So,
yeah.
No rest for the wicked.
No.
Well, guys, thank you for listening once again. And Well, we'll just see you next week.
We will definitely see you next week. Well, actually, we will kind of hear you, but we won't. It's like being in a coma here in podcast land.
Yeah, that's true. But don't worry, we'll come out of it.
So, bye-bye, everyone. Thank you so much for listening, and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Space Pugs.
Bye.